Hey there, Hofstra fans. Welcome back to another edition of the WBASN Coaches Report. I'm Mark Weiner with the head coach of Hofstra Soccer, Richard Nuttall. Coach, how are you? How was your off-season?
It was interesting, and but excited to be back in this new year and looking forward to the season.
Exactly. I'm excited as well. Now, let's just quickly look at last season. 10-6-3 overall, losing in the CAA quarterfinals. Were your team, just your thoughts last year on a very young team who got another year of experience?
Yeah, great year, apart from the ending, and that's left a sour taste in our mouths and hearts and minds. It's just we didn't finish the season well for one reason or another, and we were raring to go and looking forward to putting how we finished last year. We're putting it right with a positive mindset and excited for the season.
Now, going into this year, obviously the big story is you lose Mike Memich, who had 10 goals. The rest of the team only had 14. So how do you replace that kind of scoring output?
Well, again, you get used to this as a head coach, that you lose quality players and you hopefully replace them with the previous year's experience collectively as a team, and the incoming freshmen hopefully bolster and push the rest of the players. But you can't really replace them. You just try and organise the team so as the other people give other aspects to the field and to the game and to the result.
Who are some of those people on that front line that you would expect to score some more goals this year?
Well, the two guys that are really doing well in pre-season offensively and looking sharp are Manny Walcott and Joe Holland in more of an attacking role. Mashak Addy is looking good too, and a lot of the guys have come in reasonable shape, and we're hoping to get Danny Elliott back by mid-season after his ACL injury. That should be a nice addition, and then just one or two of the other guys, maybe the midfielders coming through, and with a young lad called Daniel Massey, who can score goals, a freshman. So maybe we'll share the load around a little bit more this year.
Now, you mentioned Joseph Holland. He led the CAA in assists last year. Are you expecting more of an attacking role, more of a goal-scoring role from him this year?
I think so. Joe's probably disappointed in his output on goals last year, but not on assists. He was quite creative, and in my mind, he's probably in the top few creative players in the country when he's on song. And if he can become more focused and more consistent, we expect that the output on goals will be better.
In terms of the midfield, other than Joseph Holland, it's very young midfield, other than Felix Schaefer, who is that senior, the presence there. What do you expect out of a very young midfield?
Well, we've got Mario as well, Ruiz, who will give time, and then we've got, Harry Hawkins may play in there some of the time, and one or two others that will contribute, maybe John Fraser as the right midfielder, that kind of thing. So it's a collection of good players who work together, and I believe Mario and Felix will do a very good job for us.
On that back line, arguably one of the best in the CAA, Daniel Grundy, Rory Murphy, and Harry Hawkins, as you just mentioned, but he could play midfield. Would you call that one of the best or the best back line in the CAA?
Yeah, last year they did very well, but it's no recipe for true success this year. They've got to prove themselves again, establish themselves again, and get into a rhythm again. We may be playing Nino at right back, Nino Alfonso, and Rory at left back, and we're looking at Marius, Danny, and young Sean Nealis is coming into the picture as well. So it may be a combination of a few different people, but they've got to establish themselves. What we did last year means nothing. We've got to set the stall out and understand it's good old hard work that's going to make them successful.
And behind that back line, obviously, you have Patrick Prey going into his senior season. He was the rock of the team at some points last year. Do you expect him to be even more important this season?
Yeah, he had a great spring. He's rock solid, and we're very confident in his abilities, and he's got to step up as a leader. He's got to play a high line whenever he can, and he's got to marshal the defence vocally. And we just expect leadership from him. He's doing very well, and we're happy to have him.
You always play a very tough schedule. This year, 5 teams that qualified for the NCAA tournament last year in the non-conference, and as always, a very tough CAA slate. But were you just trying to test yourself in that non-conference again?
No, I feel that playing a solid schedule like that, a nationally prominent schedule, will just bode well for the CAA, and it'll give us a strong chance, if we have a good record, of getting maybe an at-large bid. And I feel that the experience that this group have got collectively, that can deal with these demands. It's not going to be easy. Some outstanding teams.
Now, this Friday, you start the season at home. Finally, the season starts after all the talk against Syracuse at 7 o'clock on WRHU. What do you expect out of the Orange?
Oh, the Orange are an outstanding team. You know, they had a great season last year, ranked #1 for a few weeks, I believe, at some point, and just highly successful. Ian McIntyre, the coach, is a great coach. He's got well organised, well drilled. They're athletic all over the field. They're strong defensively. They've got a couple of freshmen out there this year, different from last year, and they've lost their outstanding goalie. So we think it'll be a good game, but we've got to understand we've got to be a unit when we play against them. If we are disjointed in any way, they'll get through us.
Game 2 on Sunday, you take on Vermont in a doubleheader as well with the women's soccer team. What do you expect out of them?
Well, again, incredibly hard-working and solid. We're not really looking at that game yet, as all coaches will say. We're just focusing on the Syracuse game, but that's going to be an extremely difficult game as well. Second game of a weekend, you know, fatigue comes into it. But again, we've got to be well organised. They're a very, very feisty team, and with a couple of quality forwards that we've got to take good care of and pay great attention to.
The head coach of Hofstra Pride men's soccer, Richard Nuttall, thanks so much for the time.
Thank you very much.
Come out and support the Pride Friday night, 7 p.m. against Syracuse, the home opener, and if you can't get there, 88.7 FM, WRHU has all the coverage.